Here's my homily for the 23rd of August 2020, 21st Sunday in Ordinary Time. Who do you say I am? Jesus asks his followers. Peter gives the answer. You are the Christ, the Son of the living God. And he's right. However, the devil himself knows that. What's important is not just knowing that, but knowing also the implications of it and letting it make a difference to the way we live our lives. Peter knew the right answer, but he hadn't begun to grasp the implications of it all. Jesus went on to tell his disciples that he was to suffer grievously, to be put to death and rise again. Peter couldn't accept that and remonstrated with Jesus. In response, Jesus called Peter Satan, an obstacle in his path, someone who looked at things in the wrong way, man's way rather than God's way. So we don't just need to know who Jesus is, but we also need to know the implications of that for the way we live our lives. Jesus said many wonderful things and worked many great miracles, but that is only part of the story. To understand Jesus, we need to keep in mind also his rejection, suffering, death, and rising. Jesus wasn't just an eloquent wonder worker or a great prophet and preacher. He was the Son of God who surrendered himself to suffering and death. He experienced rejection, acute physical pain in a barbaric execution, and then death. He lay dead in a tomb for several days. The Son of the living God was dead until he rose to life again. Our God embraced everything that it means to be human, including death. He was a lifeless corpse. Thankfully, through the Father and the Spirit, he still loved and held everything in existence. But in Jesus, he experienced the emptiness and nothingness of death. In some situations, there is nothing we can actually do to help except to be with a person, and in that way share their pain. Accompanying someone in their suffering and feeling helpless with them is very difficult, but it is a comfort to the suffering person. God accompanied us all the way through suffering and death. God fully embraced human helplessness and weakness in order to do that. It is a very different way of seeing God than any of the other great religions. Being powerful, influential, triumphal, and superior has nothing to do with our Son of the living God. His approach is completely different, and so should ours be as his followers.